Good afternoon. Yeah, it's the gravy session. I wonder who'll get the rewards after this session. My name is Basani Ndindani, and I'm the Director for Environmental Policy Planning and Coordination. Oh, you can't hear. All right. So my presentation today really is just to showcase how we as the department from the Gauteng province have integrated the industrial symbiosis. So we have the Gauteng Industrial Symbiosis Program, which was one of the first programs after the Western Cape. I would say we piloted first, but however, we've been doing this since 2014. Yes, since 2014, we've been running this program with the NCPC. Now, most of us are staying here in Gauteng. We know the problem of waste in the province. Our Gauteng Outlook report for 2017 indicates that the Gauteng generates about 42% of South Africa's total waste. It was the same figure in 2011 in our State of Environment report. We are yet to review this year our State of Environment report, which will then paint a different picture. It might show that it's still that volumes are increasing. Now, what are the main drivers for this in the province? Gauteng is the economic hub. Therefore, your economic activities, we've got high economic activities, which obviously result in high generation of waste. We've got your urbanization through immigration. The population growth is high. The growing middle class in the province, people can afford. The more they afford, the more the waste is generated. You've got technology. Usually a lot of technology starts here in the province. Consumerism. People try different things. Because now they can afford more, then they look for different consumer products. That obviously results in the high generation of waste. Now, why industrial symbiosis in the province? Why when the NCPC approached us with the ISP concept, why we took it over, is that Gauteng has limited landfill space. We are running out, so therefore we need a solution. We've got increased waste generation in the province, which leads to pressures in our municipal waste systems. That is affect some, you'd find some local areas, they are not fully serviced. We've got areas like Mfuleni, which have problems around their waste management services. Now we need to have a solution. Only about 10% of waste is currently being diverted from the landfills in Gauteng. Insignificant waste recovery and recycling infrastructure, so we obviously need to upscale in terms of our recycling infrastructure. Lack of separation at source and recovery programs in municipalities, private sector and industries. I'm glad Eskom was here to showcase some of the industrial initiatives. Therefore, we need a solution around large-scale recycling of material recovery, which will give a new life in terms of byproducts, which will then avoid waste landfill. Secondary raw material value chains within the waste sector become key drivers towards circular economy in the province. Green economy is one of the priority areas in the province. So in 2014, as I indicated, we started this journey of the Gauteng Industrial Symbiosis Program with the NCPC. We signed an MOU. The collaboration at that point was really centered around resource efficiency, reducing waste to landfill, and promoting a circular economy. At that time, we were really only focusing around the synergies that would benefit from having business opportunity workshops, identify various synergies, and then follow up on those synergies, and then would report on the savings that we would have realized. We held 8 business opportunity workshops at the time, and then we had various industrial resources were discussed and potential synergies were identified. Now, over the years, the program, from a department's point of view, has matured. We started with just looking at synergies. Now, in order to have this program sustainable and have enough funding for the program, we've had to integrate the Gauteng Industrial Symbiosis into our own departmental plans. The first program that I want to share is last financial year, 2021-22. We had what we call a delivery agreement. A delivery agreement, it's more like a performance agreement between the MEC and the Premier. We integrated the Gauteng Industrial Symbiosis Program into our MEC's delivery agreement. This ensures that we can fund the program. This ensures that we can report on the savings. This ensures that we can also then have more focus and divert resources towards the program. Now, so the program that we integrated in last financial year was the upscaling and commercialization of buyback centers. Sandile has just spoken about the buyback center program. So through the departmental initiatives, we integrated GISP as an intervention to our commercialization of buyback centers. We did waste minimization assessments, were conducted at plant level, waste resource analysis at buyback centers, and implementation of waste synergies. So this program then supported our emerging buyback centers, ensure that we are trying to upscale them into commercial SMMEs or into commercial businesses. So through the 2021-22 financial year, we did 15 waste synergies were completed, which resulted in us supporting 13 SMMEs through the buyback center program. We had 3,493 tons of waste that was diverted from landfill, and also we have got savings in terms of our GHG emissions. Now, in this financial year, again, to ensure that you would know that in a department we've got limited budget. So we have to ensure that your program is sustainable or is fully funded, over and above the competing priorities that you would have in the department. We've now included this in our APEX program. So, in each term or each financial year, there will be a term. First, it was the delivery agreement. Now we're in the APEX program, what we call the GDARD APEX program. So we've integrated the Gauteng industrial symbiosis in the reducing GHG emissions in the province. So now the focus it's more around the climate change aspects of climate change mitigation. So we've integrated GISP in to mitigate against the increasing GHG emissions in the province and to promote resource efficiency and cleaner production. We do have in the province a Gauteng city region climate change strategy and action plan, of which the Gauteng industrial symbiosis is one of the key interventions in order to reduce your GHG emissions as well as waste management services. So this year, we're going to focus on conducting resource-efficient and cleaner production RECP assessments, RECPs, at medium and high-emitting industries. We're going to focus on waste synergies, identification and implementation, again now focusing more on our medium and high-emitting industries. Deployment of industrial efficiency technology and solutions for our SMMEs. So we're going to do assessments at these facilities and then identify solutions which we can deploy that would then assist in terms of the GHG emission reduction, but also realizing other savings, also looking at job creation. We also want to indicate through the GISP program, we've managed to second a graduate, one of our environmental graduates, to provide additional capacity to the program. So we've upscaled this program in this financial year. We've got a budget of 2 million that has been dedicated for the program for this financial year. So through that, we've got a graduate program in the department, and through that program, we've managed to second someone but we look at it more around capacity development and then ensure that the person is then trained in terms of industrial symbiosis as well as interaction with industry. What has been the benefits of the Gauteng industrial symbiosis to the program? As I indicated, we've been on this journey since 2014. So there's transformation of industries towards cleaner production and zero waste by promoting exchange of resources to reduce industrial waste deposited in landfill, reducing the cost of waste management, enhancing the development of the waste economy in the province through our SMME programs, identifying and facilitating the implementation of synergies between industries, enterprise development through our SMME program, implementing GHG emission reduction strategies, and supporting a just transition to a low carbon economy, as well as job creation. Key lessons that we have since we started with this journey is that a dedicated budget is important to implement the program. Over the years, some years we didn't have funding, so we participated on an advisory services. Some years our funding has been low, some years our funding has been great. But those are some of the key lessons to say you need a dedicated budget to ensure that industrial symbiosis is a key program and is prioritized. Strong collaborations and networks with industry. Obviously, we and ourselves, we used or we tapped into the NCPC as one of our key, through their strength in terms of industrial interactions. So those collaborations and networks really has really supported the program in terms of ensuring that it is sustainable over the years. Integrating the Gauteng industrial symbiosis into existing departmental programs and other provincial priority programs assists with motivation for a budget. As I indicated, obviously in a department there's competing priorities that you'll want to look at. So to ensure that the program is run over a number of years, it's important that you've got a budget. In the province, the Premier is aware of the Gauteng Industrial Symbiosis Program through this interaction, through ensuring that it is in our priority plans. Setting up a reporting mechanism linked to departmental annual performance plans and strategic planning documents. So when you go into our annual reports, when you go into our annual performance plans, you will find that the Gauteng Industrial Symbiosis is well articulated. We report on our savings, we report on the challenges for implementing the program. It's more like a stock take in terms of what we've done. Through the delivery agreements, we report on a quarterly basis what is the progress in terms of the program. Awareness raising. Awareness raising is also key. We use our forums. We've got the Climate Change Forum. We've got the Gauteng Waste Management Forum. We've got even our consulting forums where we ask the NCPC to come and present the industrial symbiosis. This is just to raise awareness, but also to increase uptake of the program to ensure its sustainability. I will end there, Chair. I try to run through as quick as I can in the interest of time. But yeah, that's my story. Thank you.